Yo, what's up, everybody? My name is Michael Jones. I'm here with
Will Jackson, Action Jackson.
And we just we're walking down the strip, on a Sunday fine evening, and we saw our friend Darrel. He came to say hello to us.
Say what's up, Darrel.
What up?
So, how are you feeling today?
Content.
And that's a pretty big word coming from a homeless person, content, because it's hard being out here, especially like the side of Knoxville. You don't really get to see often. You don't really get to hear the homeless's voice often. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, true. Like your homeless is your people of the streets. Like the homeless is blessed with blessings that is observed as a blessing and a curse, or a gift and a curse. For freedom, but also like enslavement to being humble, or humility, or the ability to influence or direct other influences like energy and stuff, and knowledge and influence, like inspiration and motivation and stuff.
Yeah, well, I want to say, for me as a homeless person, I would want to say the biggest thing I would be thankful for is y'all are always in nature. And that's one thing God, he wants all of his people to stay out in nature. Don't be inside.
I feel like nature's the best way to connect with God, honestly.
Yeah.
Out and about there's society, then there's like the economy, government, then there's the branches, of course, judicial, but then you also have like your street life, your hustle, your drugs, your vices. I mean, everybody's got a vice. A vice is a lust. A lust is a desire for anything. And, some do get consumed by their own desires and lusts, such as drugs or knowledge, sex, the need for someone's attention, the need for cash.
No, I feel that, man. I just want to go, give me your day-to-day schedule, honestly, from when you wake up, if you could.
To when you go to sleep.
Well, I usually try to stay up and on the go.
That must be hard.
Yeah, given that I have to, hustle items, or, go get some items to trade and sell. But the hustle, the hustle is what you make it. We're not supposed to 100% rely on the hustle, whatever the hustle be. We are supposed to have a job, but that's where, under one's understanding of the application of accepting the humility of not having a job and being able to fund one's day-to-day routine or habits, or like needs, like food, water, cigarettes. Like cigarettes is not a need, it is a want. But
it can get very addicting.
Yes, life is addicting. Knowledge is addicting.
Yeah. All right, so I want to ask, what do you think your biggest mistake in life was to get to you to this point on the streets? Your biggest mistake that led you to right here, right now. What was your breaking point?
Well, none of it to me is a mistake, because if it was a mistake, then we wouldn't be in this moment.
Yeah.
By my process of elimination. But the biggest mistake, or some could say regret. Regret is a strong word. I advise looking up the definition and term for the word.
1 second, bro.
I just need a plastic fork or spoon, man.
No, we ain't got it.
Hey, use the top of the can, bend it, and use it as a spoon.
My bad, y'all.
Oh, you're good. Just don't cut your lip.
Be careful.
Or your finger.
We're really out here, y'all. We're really out here. Keep going.
But life is full of conditions and critiques and judges, and somebody or something is always going to judge us.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's just like, honestly, I have a question, honestly, about being free. Because I think there's a lot of bad conditions that go with being homeless. But you are also exempt from societal pressure in a way. Because you know, it's just in a negative way, like most people don't expect things out of you. And so you're free to kind of act as you would want and kind of express yourself as you would want to. Is that like a plus, do you think, or?
Yes, most definitely. It is a freedom and
a freedom and a curse. Very.
Yes, it's a freedom to be free from the confinements and the chains of responsibilities such as rent, water, lights, car payment, cell phone bill, cell phone payment, rented items from like Rent-A-Center or errands, appreciate it. I mean, just if one could master and become responsible with the money and saving it and putting it away, one could totally save up enough money, like with the hustle and with the job, and get out of it, or just stack the money. Get a good job, tent, sleep outside, camp outside for a year, stack all the money, or stack all the money and invest it. For it's always good and best to make your money make money. Mm-hmm. That is the best money.
Yeah, I got you. So I kind of want to flip the mood. I want to flip the mood of the podcast. So, like, tell us about, in your day, like, what happens good? What's all the good shit you go through? Fuck all the negative shit.
Is the moments when I'm acting a fool and I become judgmental and aggravated, and with aggravation comes like outbursts of like whatever, profanity.
Yeah, frustration.
What I've learned is when your maddest moments, right after becomes your most peaceful moment.
Yes.
Because you can finally breathe again.
Yes, for it is the most uplifting and motivational moments of the whole
situation.
Yeah, like the whole thing, like the whole theory and process of one's own experiment, like which is the experiment of the application of knowledgeable theories to get a certain said outcome or different outcomes, and then retain those as best as possible or write them down. But every time I write something down, I end up losing it. So
oh yeah, to bring back on a positive note, I would just want to ask you, what's the most positive thing a bystander has done for you today, this week, this month, that you can recollect? It can be anything.
I was last night I was walking with this gentleman I met in like 2016 in Blount County Jail, and I hadn't seen him since, and like we hung out all night, but he was very knowledgeable and very opposing and challenging of the way that I believed in what my faith was and how I defended it, or how I opposed her if I could be persuaded into believing otherwise. Which it was the discussion between Jehovah, like Jehovah He said, God has a name. It's Jehovah. And I said, I do not disagree, for I have read it in a version of the Bible. But it was just, it was so peaceful how I just was blessed with the right words of the right knowledge of the possibility of what is and what isn't, or what has been written and documented on paper, and then what could be fabricated as a deception, or just a small picture or a small piece of the big picture, which is like how we are raised by by how society and our community and economy, culture, and things around us influence us directly and indirectly. We take the knowledge thereof, what we were taught about basic material items such as like pencils, pens, a cup. Like many would be like, oh, that's just a cup. What's its abilities? What's its traits? What's its characteristics? What is it best applied with in the presence or in the certain setting and placement thereof, in a certain like area or right geographical or right positional location. And the new and like unthought of applications and possibilities of such traits even existing within material items, or say the transfer and the conveying and going to and fro of spiritual, like such as spirits and souls and ghosts and stuff like that. Like I'm real big into that, like spiritual.
Do you fight a lot of demons? I've been fighting a lot of demons.
Fight as in battle of the mind, yes, most definitely. As in physical fight, no. Thank goodness, thank God, because see, our fight is not against each other or the flesh and blood, but against laws, principalities, authorities, rulers, and powers, and wickedness in spiritually high places.
Speaking of powers, we always get to see in the media and people's thoughts how unhomeless people, or think of homeless people. How do you feel about people that are above you economically? And if you could expand on that for me.
Just because they're above me economically, I know that it doesn't mean that they are like better than me, or that they have done greater than me, or that doesn't mean that this is the end. For all of this is a test. I can be broke now and rich in the next blink of an eye. It's all about how the one's higher power, God, Allah, Jehovah, Yahweh, Yahuwah, Yahshua, Abba. There's many names for the one, that we call Father, God, Creator, Generator, most generous, bountiful, the giver and taker of power and rewards.
Hey, can I ask you something? So where's your family at? Do you have any family? Do they care for you?
They say they care and stuff, but I can't say that they don't, but I really try not to bother them anymore. Like, hell, I tried offering money to stay just camp out in the yard, or, offered money to take a shower, or, sleep on the couch. Wasn't having it, so, I was like, you know what? Forget that. I just ain't gonna, ask any of them for help anymore. But when I was younger, I did, rebel a lot and do shit the way I wanted to, and it ruined like a few bridges. But really, the doing the drugs and accessing forbidden, some would deem to be forbidden, knowledge and wisdom and ways of life, and what other beings or creations exist besides just humans. For in the Quran it speaks of Allah, which is God, as creating or have created and destroyed many civilizations before humanity, and like the people of the Adi, the Gog and Magog people, the Thamud, the Median people, I believe so is what it's referred to. There's the Anunnaki. There is, they say Illuminati. There's, Freemasons, Masons. There's Scottish Rite. There's, all kinds of different domains of types of cultures within, like, even secret societies in society itself. Like,
so to kind of veer off topic, what do you have to say to people that just say get a job or kind of like meaningless, not more meaningless, but like sounds like they don't understand like the full extension of what you're going through and how hard it is to, as a homeless person, just get a job, get a reliable ride to work, maintain hygiene, just go into that kind of stuff. And what do you have to say to those kind of people?
Is this different? I most definitely appreciate the concern, and shit. I don't need one job. Hell, I got 10 of them, so to speak. Like, I feel that me out here in the comprehension and acknowledgement of what it is that I face myself within society and within life, which could be known as like Satan or the devil, or principalities or demons or divine intervention or some type of deity, or spiritual higher spiritual awareness. For no one knows all the battles that one may fight in the physical and emotional, spiritual, mental. So, like, that's the reason why we're not supposed to judge or criticize one for, like, oh man, look at what she's wearing. She's wearing some hideous ass looking clothes and colors. It just, I don't look at the clothes. The clothes make her pop, but officially, them clothes ain't what makes her pop when she ain't got them clothes. Like, it's the figure, it's the sway, it's the rock of the hips and the personality in which, they present themselves and broadcast, like, their just elegance of seducing.
The art of seduction is a powerful art, so to speak.
The what?
The art of seduction.
Oh yes, most definitely. They're just the individual doesn't even know she or he is doing it though, but it's so awesome. Like, it's most definitely a hell of a mind trip for those who can't, discern between what may and what may not be. But I think I kind of veered off topic there. But
I have one more question for you. What do you have to say to someone that's going through a tough time or might find herself in the situation you are right now? Young, old, boy, girl. What do you have to say to them?
One, never give up, never lose faith. Always pray for what it is that you want. For ask and ye shall receive. For closed mouths do not get fed. For ask and ye shall receive. Knock and it shall be open. request and it shall be, bestowed. For God is great all the time, and don't give up. Like, just know that all the negativity, the depression, the anger, the hatred, the frustration, are just conditions, and the applications of these conditions should be processed in a process of elimination as pros versus cons of situational awareness and outcomes of possibilities. Like, if I do this, or if I think this way about this, it might be okay to think this because it is a humanistic process that we have to go through. But the thing is to brainstorm and rough draft, and then get your final draft in your mind of what it is that you're actually going to do and which choice, and weigh the good and the bad. For if I do this, or if I go here and I acquire, obtain, commandeer, or receive a certain item, the consequences and repercussions for me doing so, if it is legally right or wrong, or
Can I ask you how many times you've been to jail? How many times you've been
let's not even get into his personal business too much.
I'm pretty sure I've got close to 100 misdemeanors. I have to by now.
Yeah.
Like, I've been to jail so many times, it's ridiculous. I've done most of my time in Blount County, which Blount County jail is like Auschwitz.
Yeah.
No TV, no commissary sucks, soap like once a week, beans and cornbread every day, or every other day, every morning, 2 biscuits, oat milk, coffee or milk, and 2 peanut butters, sandwiches, which is the lunch, which is supposed to be saved for lunch. But, people, of course, it's so delicious, and it's actually different processes to determine.
I've never really heard someone call prison food delicious. But thank you. Thank you for your time, Darrel. I think we're approaching 23 minutes. This is Michael Jones. This is
Action Jackson.
And thank you all for tuning in.
Much love.